It may be best not to get too attached to the winner of The Voice every season because there's a good chance you won't hear much from them afterwards. Unfortunately, most of the winners of the hit NBC singing competition have struggled to make an impact in the music industry. Here's a look at those Voice winners who didn't quite make it big. Javier Colon. As the winner of the inaugural season in 2011, Javier Colon had every reason to think The Voice could do what American Idol had done for its champions. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Colon's debut album with Universal's Republic Records, Come Through For You, spent 1 week on the Billboard 200 at number 134, and so began the trend of unsuccessful post-Voice careers. Colon said in a statement on his website, "I went in with high hopes, as I believe everyone did, but when you pour your heart and soul into a new album that you think is really great, and your label, who is supposed to support, market, and promote your music, does neither, it's really hard not to be upset." Colon parted ways with Republic the year after winning The Voice, and was on his own until he signed with independent label Concord Music Group in 2014. He released his follow-up album Gravity in 2016 and continues to tour intimate venues. Jermaine Paul. You can pre-order Jermaine Paul's album, Make Love Save the World from Target. Just don't expect to get your hands on the CD. The album from the Alicia Keys backup singer-turned-voice winner was scheduled to come out in 2015, but never was released. The R&B vocalist has only released a pair of original songs in the years following The Voice, but on the surface, he seems content. Paul's Facebook page is a mix of gig news and proud posts about his family. Tess Ann Chin. The way Tess Ann Chin tells it, her 2014 major label debut with Republic, Count on My Love, was almost destined to fail when it was released 7 months after she won The Voice. Chin told Popdust that it was difficult for her to be taken seriously as an artist because people only saw her as, quote, the girl who won a competition show. She said, "You come off a reality show and vocal competition where you sing other people's songs, and then you have to figure out what kind of artist you are in the space of 3 months." Not surprisingly, Chin and Republic have since parted ways. Still, Chin told Popdust that she's thankful for the opportunities The Voice provided her. Josh Kaufman. Rather than hold a grudge against the big bad record company for not going through with his album, Josh Kaufman opted to look at things from Republic's perspective. He told Fansided, "Record labels feel, justly, that they don't have as much room for error anymore. They really are looking for sure things, and so it's hard to get a big record label to put a lot of time and effort and money behind you if you haven't 100% proven you're going to sell a bunch of records." And in an interview with Nuvo, the soulful singer said, "I think after several years of releasing stuff from winners of The Voice, I think they just got really wary." Once he was done with the show's tour obligations, Kaufman skipped the studio and headed straight to Broadway to star in Pippin in 2014. He then made his 2016 self-titled EP when it became apparent Republic wasn't going to get behind him. Craig Wayne Boyd. Season 7 winner Craig Wayne Boyd has said that he was the one who ended the relationship with Republic's Dot Records following The Voice. Still, the folks at Dot probably weren't too distraught. Boyd told the Las Vegas Review-Journal that when he showed up to the label, they said, "You're who and you're what?" Boyd self-released his song I'm Still Here in 2015 after asking out of his Dot contract, and then started a crowdfunding campaign to finish his album on Pledge Music the following year. But in the end, Boyd signed with Copperline Music Group in 2017 and released his album Top Shelf through the Nashville-based indie label. Sawyer Fredericks. Farm boy Sawyer Fredericks was 16 when he received the confetti treatment. He released his album A Good Storm in 2016, which spent 1 week on the Billboard 200 at number 48. Fredericks announced on Twitter the following year that he and Republic mutually agreed to part ways and that his mom would be his new manager. In an interview with the Huffington Post, he claimed he had asked the label for complete control over songwriting responsibilities to no avail. With help from Pledge Music, Fredericks plans to release another album titled Hide Your Ghost. Allison Porter. As the star of the 1991 film Curly Sue, Allison Porter made headlines simply for auditioning for The Voice, but that apparently wasn't enough for Republic to get fully behind the Season 10 winner. Porter tweeted in 2017, "Not everything worked out perfectly with my record deal, so I went back to the drawing board. My EP is written and I begin production Friday." She told People creative differences were to blame, saying, "Republic just wasn't the right fit for me. I have a really clear vision of who I am, and it might not be the most cookie-cutter commercial radio vision. I would much rather be true to myself than do something that didn't feel right for me." Porter released her EP, I Come in Pieces, with Moonchild Music in 2017. That year, she appeared on The Voice to preview the Las Vegas show The Voice Neon Dreams, and subsequently posted on Instagram, "Nothing in my life has turned out the way I may have expected it to, but I wouldn't change a single thing because right now, tonight, I'm reminded that but it is just not up to me. Thanks for watching. Click the list icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out this other cool stuff we know you'll love too.